We can look at it as maison, but I mean, as humans, as people, beyond that, it's core to everything at the moment.
It's important to define the notion of terroir. The terroir is taking into account the vine, the soil, the climate, the practices of wine grower, and the ecosystem of the vine and the biodiversity. The House of Rémy Martin work with our wine growers on biodiversity for this reason.
We can look at it as maison, but I mean, as humans, as people, beyond that, it's core to everything at the moment. And we're all very much in botanical businesses. We all rely on the plants. They're at the core of what we all produce in different ways, so all important, I would say. I think with the biodiversity, it's been fascinating to see how many different threads are there mapped from Westland, and they're exploring and breeding with heritage barley grains that have never had commercial interest and have been sidelined and almost forgotten and could easily have disappeared. Yourself with Phytophthora resistant, pre-Phytophthora vines still existing up in the mountains that they could easily be gone. It seems to me you're very lucky to have those. It's that diversity. Everyone's beginning to explore what have been sidelined, forgotten, pushed aside. We've got better, bigger, more modern species or varieties to use. And so many within the group are starting to look to these and bring them to the fore. And that for that's their biodiversity in action.
I agree with James. It is. Looking back sometimes, it is the way to go forward.
I mean, from my point of view, it's an interesting kind of dichotomy because generally speaking, these people are very aware. They are at the forefront. They are the ones who work outdoors. They work with their crops. They work with their farms every day. They're often very aware of the subtlest of changes. But they're also, I'm sure it's the same with you, very traditional.
And they feel the climate change in their daily life. They go out in the field. They have to cultivate barley or grapes.
It's important to demonstrate the impact of practices on biodiversity. We work on observatory network with our wine growers, and it allows sensibilize our wine growers of this quantity of earth warmth in the soils, in the butterfly, the species of butterfly, the bees, the birds, so on.
We have partnered with the Hellenic Ornithological Society and have actually created some bird hotels in order to help species that are nearly extinct or almost extinct in Samos have a habitat again. And as we learned in this conference, the top predator, so top birds, showcase the wealth of biodiversity. So in Samos we have that. We have quite big predator birds, and we would like to help them with this way.
Bird watchers come to Isla, and the challenge they run is to get 100 species in a day, and most of them manage this. So the diversity
it's not about quantity.
No, but with the barley growing at Bruichladdich as well, we've worked very hard with the local growers to encourage them to harvest very differently, because we have one of the last surviving European populations of a bird called the corncrake. And people used to harvest, or they would work their way around. Now we have them all go into the middle of the field and work out, so the birds do not end up in the middle and getting squished. What fascinates me is that everyone's pulling in the same direction, but the specifics are in many ways quite different to each group, and how they are finding their own way to deal with the same challenges, but the encouragement there is that there's no one size fits all across the group. You know, there's not any pressure that here's what we're doing right across. It's the freedom we all have to be looking at the specifics of our regional and specific differences, and freedom to approach them individually, but then share the results and share the inspiration from that.
It's like the one size fits all is not part of the philosophy of this group, but we are also very aware that there is a common thread that connects all these stories, and we are keen to explore it more. We are keen to learn from the colleagues in Isla, from the colleagues in Cognac, from all the houses of the group. We hope that we bring something to the table that they can also use and for their own terroir. And next time we meet, we go one step further as well. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.